There's a guy named Duffy, D-U-F-F-Y. He lives in San Diego, California. He's super into chili peppers. I don't even know if he went to college or not. Doesn't matter. But he had a bunch of varieties in his collection. And he says, I know these are hotter than a ghost pepper. I just need somebody to test them. So he teamed up with two professors, Professor Paul Bosland, and there's another guy named Dave DeWitt. They're both at New Mexico State University at what's called the Chili Pepper Institute. Okay? I very well trust them. You can order your seeds from them. You can get pure seeds. They know what they're doing. Anyhow, Duffy said, I'm going to donate you all these seeds. And hopefully we'll do a study where you grow them all in the same field at the same exact time. They grew, I forget, like 10 plants of each variety. And then randomly chose peppers off of 3 of those plants. And they then tested them. Well, what they found is they found 4 varieties that were completely hotter than a Abu Jalokia. And it's on this next slide, yes. So they reported the data in a couple different ways. Okay? They tested each individual pepper. How hot is each individual pepper? And then when we take a pepper from 3 different plants, we're going to report the average value. Okay? So here we have your average value of Scoville heat units. And the Trinidad Marg Scorpion was the champion at 1.2 million. They found one pepper that actually cracked 2 million. So that one got the world record. You can also see though, some people will say like, I grew that plant, those peppers weren't even hotter than a habanero. Well, that can happen, folks. The lowest was 500,000. Now look at some of these other varieties. Here's a ghost pepper. They got some that are only 200,000. Okay, so you can get a lot of variance. Even from the exact same plant. You can get one pepper on that plant that might be over 1 million, you might get one that's only 200,000. And I'm learning as I go. So yeah, they tested the Trinidad Dula, which is known as the chocolate 7 pots. Had 1.8 as its highest, average is 1.1, lowest was about 900,000. So it's a pretty good one to grow, because you know that they're always going to be pretty much close to 1 million. We got your Trinidad Scorpion, we have a Trinidad 7 pot, and all those were hotter than ghost pepper. Okay, so then, it seemed everything was good. Hunky-dory. 2012. A new hottest pepper came on the scene. Whenever you have a new hottest pepper, you gotta come up with a cool name and a cool picture and logo. So this guy came up with a pepper. It was a Trinidad Scorpion that he had saw in his garden that was oranger. He selected the seeds of it and then grew them for 5 years. His name's Carolina Ed. He was originally from Michigan. This is true. I think originally he was growing plants that are, well, they're legal in certain states and they're medicinal in others. But he then switched over to chili peppers. This is true. Anyhow, so he grew this variety. And he calls it the Carolina Reaper. It's a variant of the Trinidad Scorpion. Okay, Ed, well, what did you do? He started a seed company called the Pucker Butt Seed Company. Smokin' Ed, as he's called, let's see. He reported that he sent his peppers to a small community college in South Carolina and had them tested. It wasn't published in any journal. Okay? The other stuff done at the New Mexico State was peer-reviewed and published, so I have more faith in that as a scientist. Well, they said, well, our average value is 1.474. The average value. If we go back a slide or two, you will see that that average value is higher than the Trinidad Marg Scorpion's average. But here's where the controversy lies. Okay, so I hold a couple of world records for musical feats. I actually hula hoop, play instruments, and I also surf and play the saxophone. This is all true. So I've tried to get the Guinness Book to recognize my records. No, this is all entirely true. Yes, I do it all. Anyhow, the way the Guinness Books works, you can submit that you want them to recognize your world record. But they'll never do that. But if you're willing to pay over 1,000 pounds of English money, they will send somebody out to you and they will recognize your record. So you basically have to pay, okay? Anybody know why is it called the Guinness Book of World Records? What do you think of when you think of Guinness? Beer, yes. It was a book developed by the Guinness Brewery to help with disputes in bars. That is where the Guinness Book of World Records come from. Okay, so it's a fun book, but is it really reliable? So anyhow, so the people in New Mexico, Duffy in San Diego, they're going, we've grown your Carolina Reaper. It's nowhere close to as hot as our Trinidad Maruga. So here's a question for you, okay? So when people run marathons, okay, is the winner of the race the person who has the best average marathon time, or is it the person who crosses the finish line first? Right? And so that's what they're saying. Why are we looking at the average value when we have scientific data showing that the Maruga cracked over 2 million? So Ed, why don't you give us the data? How hot? What's the hottest value you got for any of your peppers? And he won't release that information. So I think he's hiding, personally. I have nothing against Ed, just telling you. He easily made over 6 figures of money by selling those seeds. I think that has something to do with it. Okay, folks. All right, so this is good. We're going to have a game. We're going to have prizes. Everybody take out your phones. Take out your phones. Take them out. Okay? Take them out. We're going to have a contest. Okay? And then I'm going to ask you to put your phones away. So I said to myself, I said, you know what? I really wish I had the land. I have a greenhouse. I have the money to grow all of these types. 3 plants of each. I'll test peppers off of each of those 3 plants that were all grown the same way, the same year, the same place. And let's see what's the hottest type that we could grow in the Midwest. So here's the question for you folks, and you're going to get to play the game and try to guess. And you might actually win the hottest plant in the world. So we need to do a controlled study. This is what I wanted to do. All grown the same place, all the same time, all the same way. I got the seeds from the very pure sources. Okay? You can look on the internet. You can look on Amazon. You can probably buy Carolina Reapers or Marugas from anybody and their uncle. Do not do that. You get something looking like a habanero. You might get something looking like a jalapeno. Buy them from the places that actually gave them to the studies. So Carolina Ed's going to be the place to get the Reaper. Maruga Scorpion, Ghost Pepper, all those. Go to the Chili Pepper Institute. That's going to be your pure place for seeds. Okay? All right, so this is where it gets interesting, folks. This is hot data. This is the first time I'm going to present this to anywhere in the world. So here we have 31 varieties. Okay? They're all labeled here. We have all those ones that were reported to be the hottest in the world. Now I'm going to have you punch in on your phones and guess, type it in, which variety do you think is the hottest pepper that I could grow? Everybody going to participate or no? Which one was the hottest? And if you guess it right, you get a plant of it. That's the only plant I have of it for sale today, in fact. So that's already giving you some clues. All right, everybody got one in mind? Yeah? All right, let's see. Let's start from this side. Yellow Trin Scorpion. Anyone? That's not the hottest. Yellow Maruga. Nope. Trin Scorpion. Nope. Trin Scorpion Sweet. Nope. Let's see. Trinidad Maruga. How many people are going to bet that that one's the hottest? Okay, we got one. All right, we got one brave soul. Trinidad Maruga Blend. Nope. Let's see. Trinidad Large 7-Pot Yellow. Nope. Trinidad Dula. Anyone? Okay, yeah, you're putting up your hand. All right. Trinidad 7-Pot Primo. Trinidad 7-Pot Rain Strain. No way. Oh, really? Trinidad 7-Pot. Okay, we got one hand. We got a scratch. Was that your hand or a scratch? That was a scratch. Tobago Scotch Yellow. Tobago Scotch Bonnet Red. Okay. Scotch Bonnet TFM. Okay. Red Congo Hob. Orange 7-Pot. HHP Maruga. It's a special one from Pepper Steve. Habanero Orange Blob. Nobody. Habanero Mustard. Fatale. Okay, 2 hands. Congo Trinidad. Carolina Reaper. Butch Tea. Okay. Brown Maruga. Brown Trinidad Maruga Scorpion. brown Scotch bonnet, brain strain yellow, Buchalokia red, 7-pot Jonah, okay. 7-pot brown, 7-pot, 7-pot Congo SR Gigante. Okay, everybody take your hand. Shake them out. Drum roll. It took me a year to do this. I'm now going to tell you what is the hottest type. It is the brown Trinidad Scorpion Moruga. Nobody guessed it. So I don't know who's going to get the one magical plant of it that I have here, or we can go to the highest bidder. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll give it to the shop. How about that? We'll give it to Paradigm for hosting this event. So I found this out last week that this was the hottest pepper that I could grow. This is the average data. This is from 3 plants of each. Second is the Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. Okay? Buchalokia actually came in 3rd. Yeah. Okay, and we can go down the list here, right? So, where's that Carolina Reaper, by the way? Number 21. Yeah. I'm unbiased on this, okay? I just wanted an answer. So, I went to Steve. This is the other thing, too, is, so I had bought seeds of the brown Trinidad Moruga from pepperlover.com. Her name's Judy. She specializes in seeds from Trinidad. I've ordered every single variety she has. Anyhow, I ordered seeds from her, and mine came out over here, number 30. So why in the world does Pepper Steve, my good buddy now, have this certain variety that is leaps and bounds above any other variety? And we're trying to figure that out. He only had about 20 plants of it, and I said, Steve, we're going to need to produce as many seeds of this variety as we can. We're going to need to clone this plant. So consequently, we're not going to sell it to you today. Sorry. Okay? Now please don't share this data. This is very privileged.